The question is, given what you're usually provided in a takeout bag, how do you identify the contents of two identical cups of soda? We propose the following solution. Thought about it, to be honest. Exactly. And I think that's really the main... Some people are like mind blown by that as a solution. Most people are just like, huh, now that you mention it. Like, I passed it by my mom too, and she was like, huh, yeah, you're right, now that you mention it. Yeah. There's actually a more advanced version of the problem. So the soda cup problem is pretty trivial, right? In terms of like the solution, I feel like it's a very elegant solution because that way, you don't contaminate either of the drinks. You don't put your mouth to either of the drinks. You don't have like backflow into the drinks. So, if your friend is like, oh, I don't want to touch something that someone else drank, just open a cup. Well, if you open the cup, you've already touched the cup. And the assumption is that the two liquids look the same, right? So it's like, if you had Dr. Pepper and Coke, for example, how do you tell the difference? Now, personally, I think you could just smell the difference, I think. But, this was a more, concrete solution where you can where you can extract the information of the contents of the cup without contaminating either cup, because the straw is presumed to be clean until it's first inserted, right? So that's supposed to be the elegance of the solution, that you can identify the content of the cup without ever contaminating it, while only using what you have in a bag. It's not supposed to be some like novel thing, but it's also something that apparently blows the minds of a handful of people. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll make a video about it. If I touch the... Right. So again, the assumption is like you could pop open the cup, but the assumption is that the contents of the cup are the same or look identical. So like, how do you tell the difference between, say, Pepsi and Coke? Because they taste different, but they don't look any different. Right? So it's kind of like, what if you're a diehard Pepsi fan, a diehard Coke fan, a diehard Dr. Pepper fan? You don't want to contaminate either's cups, but if you pop the cap open, you still can't tell necessarily. Now, I would argue you could smell it, but that's also kind of gross in that you have someone bring their face close to your drink, right? So, or that's what some people say, apparently. I don't really care. But Pepsi's more dark. So in general, while I think that's true, I feel like that also depends on where you buy it from. Because if you buy it in store, I agree. But when you buy it off of a fountain, like in fast food, then I feel like, I don't know if they use a different syrup or if they do the ratio differently, but it looks a lot closer to Coke than I recall. So someone can maybe correct me on that, but I want to say that fountain drinks especially are really hard to tell the difference. And I think part of that's also because you have ice in it usually. I feel like that also kind of complicates the matter. But the long story short is that relying on sight alone and smell is either gross for some people or not necessarily reliable, while tasting it is totally reliable, right? Assuming you know what it tastes like. If you've never tried it before, then you're screwed. But like, assuming you know what it tastes like, then it's a solid solution in the sense that you never contaminate it, but you do extract the information from the cup. So I don't think it's a mind-blowing thing like the way that some people have reacted, but I do consider it to be a solution that maybe people haven't considered, Like as you say, you didn't know you could do that with a straw. I'm kind of surprised you didn't know you could do that with a straw, but yeah, now you know. So now if you ever go, to like McDonald's with your friends and you 3 people get Coke, but 1 person gets Pepsi, then you can be like, oh yeah, I know what to do. Just get the straw, do that, taste it, and be like, oh yeah, this one is Pepsi or this one is Coke, or, It doesn't have to blow the minds of your friends, but now you don't have to worry about whose drink is which, right? Hope never order Pepsi and Coke. Well, again, so you taste it. So when you pull out the straw there, right, you taste it. Put the straw in the other cup. Yeah, no. So if you do that, you're just an idiot. But yeah, that's the idea of the soda cup problem solution that I propose. right? So, and this is what Ralstini actually proposed as a next level question. But the soda cup problem essentially is, given two identical cups with like drinks in them, and that doesn't just mean that the cup is identical. It means that the contents are identical, because at a glance you can't tell what the difference between the two is. You can use the soda cup straw, or you can use the straw and then just like, cap the back end of it after you insert it, and then pull out the content and without spilling it, and then you can taste it. That's fine. So that solves the soda. I feel like that's a valid solution to the soda cup problem. That's both sanitary, it meets the everyone's like sanitary concerns and stuff, as well as actually getting the information correct. The next level problem, though, and this is something that neither Ralstini nor I have really produced a satisfactory solution for, is the burrito problem. Given two burritos that are identical but with different like protein inside, for example, how do you identify which burrito is which? That is, I think, the more relevant or more pertinent question, right? Because that, I think, is far more important, where where it's important to not contaminate it, but also get it right. Because a steak burrito and a chicken burrito, those are different. Those are just straight up different. If you're feeling a steak burrito and you get a chicken burrito, you're going to be disappointed. Maybe not a lot disappointed, but you're still going to be disappointed. So in the same vein as the soda cup problem, how do you extract the information of which burrito is which without contaminating the burrito?